I've gotten some questions about Austrian economics, which is the model I use to understand the world. Since Austrian is not well known, I thought I would sketch out how it differs from mainstream economics. In short, Austrian economics means economics without government bribes. And it turns out that once you take the government bribes out, economics gives a very different model of the world, one that puts liberty front and center. So economics has been around for centuries as a non-government field. But starting in the 1800s, the field of economics was co-opted by government, starting with Prussia. The German-speaking world dominated economics at that time, and the Prussians saw economics as useful propaganda, which could help them take over the economy for crony bankers, industrialists, and activists. While Prussian economists were trotting the road to serfdom, it was a very different story for the poor Austrians, who were not on the government payroll, so they spent their days doing what economists had done for centuries, trying to understand how economies actually work. So why people buy, sell, trade, interact, work, produce, or destroy. In contrast, the Prussians became what Murray Rothbard called the intellectual bodyguard of the regime. Or, as Nobel laureate James Buchanan put it, camp-following whores. This takeover reached Britain and America in the Keynesian Revolution in the 1930s, after which mainstream economics, universities and all, became effectively government propaganda. So, with that background, what makes Austrian different? The classical or Austrian approach is to use logic to understand human behavior. In Austrian, this is called praxeology, so the study of human action. Concretely, praxeology uses key axioms. An axiom is an obviously true thing, from which you can logically deduce all of economics. These axioms are, first, that action has a purpose, so people do things because they think they will benefit. People are not just billiard balls or rocks. Number two is that people differ, say, in skills and preferences. This makes it profitable to trade and to hire each other. Number three is that leisure is a good, meaning people will not work unless it is personally worth the effort. Amazingly, these three axioms can deduce the entirety of economics. You do not need dozens of books written in calculus. Further, the axioms imply that the way to maximize people's happiness is liberty, for the government to do absolutely nothing beyond protecting us from force. I go through some illustrations in the article, but the key implication for government policy is that there is no role for government beyond protecting our ability to choose and otherwise staying out of the way. Now, this implies a libertarian worldview, not because it's required in Austrian economics, but because just as studying physics makes you believe in gravity, studying Austrian economics tends to make you believe in liberty. So what's next? Brought to you by Unchained. What's next is Austrian economics, like liberty itself, will always be at a disadvantage because governments will channel billions to their camp-following whores. Yet the people always want liberty. They always want the prosperity liberty brings so that they and their children can pursue their dreams and spread justice in the world. Protecting liberty is a never-ending battle, but to me anyway, it is the most sublime battle one could join. Check out the full article with illustrations and some great books and articles for learning more at profsaintange.com. Okay, we'll be watching. See you next time.